Hello everybody, Average Gamer here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk. In this episode, this video is only coming out on Tuesday if there is no announcement on Monday. And that's going to be, well, a mess video, we'll say, about the PTS for the new skill tree system. So, the new skill tree system comes in on the 21st. Now, here is the way I'm starting to feel a little nervous. Number one, I like the new skill tree system. I like the way it sounds, I like the way it looks, and kind of has a feel to it. But here's the thing. I don't know. The PTS that was supposed to happen still hasn't happened yet. The patch is in 2 weeks. So I really don't know how they expect to get a substantial amount of feedback / information either out or to people in conjunction with people trying it and feeding back to them. There was supposed to be a FAQ, FAQ that was supposed to come out earlier in the month. It didn't come out. There's still nothing about the FAQ, the FAQ. That's got me a little worried, the fact that that hasn't come out. There is all this stuff that was said that's going to occur that's been either pushed back and just there's been silence. Or it's getting me a little nervous that all of a sudden it was, I don't want to say they went quiet. It was a lot of, it is coming out, news will follow soon. It's like, okay, well, the patch is in 2 weeks, so I don't know how they expect to see a substantial amount of people try it, let alone test it, let alone give feedback, let alone analyze it themselves and see how people are. I understand maybe if they're having some issues with it, or they're just trying to do a little polish. Now, if that was the case, if they said, hey guys, we're just doing a couple little bits of polish on it. The reason why we haven't done a FAQ yet is because we've changed a few things. So therefore, we had to redo the FAQ. It'll be out on Tuesday or Wednesday. Also, with the FAQ will be the date and time of the PTS going live. Okay, cool. If there's no date and time, if it's to be announced or TBA, look to the website for further details in the coming days. Some sort of feedback. Right now, we haven't really got that much information. I don't want to say silence because we've been getting told basically like something's coming down, something's coming soon. It's just, they're not giving us information, but they are giving us information. It's rather dubious, grayscale type thing. Now, mind you, if you're seeing this, then on Monday, there was no announcement. And this video is going to be going live on Monday at midnight. So we'll see. I hope I don't have this video up. I hope this video goes, I hope instead I have a video about the PTS going live at a certain date and time and all that stuff. But yeah, so it's got me nervous. It's making me think maybe either one of two situations are occurring. Option number one, it's pretty much nailed down how they want it. And depending on feedback and how in the first couple of weeks it works with people, there'll be a hotfix. Or two hotfixes. That's the first thing. Number two, it's completely good, and they have already been testing it, not telling anybody about it. So they've gotten a bunch of people say, we'll say some of the more elite individuals of the community, and they've had them trying it since February, and just haven't told everyone that, oh, by the way, the PTS is, started initially on February 1st with, we'll say, more elite-esque players that were giving feedback from the build. And there were some modifications that were made, and now it's available to everybody, which really makes the P ridiculously, retarded. Kind of like how they did with faction warfare. They had a bunch of elite units playing for planets and stuff like that. And trying out the modes and all that. But yeah, so with that in mind, it's got me, a lot of thinking, a lot of thoughts, and I mean, I will admit it gives me a bit of. I've got a bit of a headache right now, just trying to figure, just think, what could be going on with this thing that we haven't heard any news, we haven't heard any information, we haven't got the FAQ, we haven't really got any information on the date, time, whatever. There's been no other information released other than the trailer, basically, that I've got in the breakdown video that I have. So it makes me kind of sit back and try to figure out what's going on. A couple things we do know that obviously has been kind of updated since the announcement. Number one, everyone's getting all their money back for their XP or for all their modules. Everyone's getting all their XP and GXP back. You're getting XP back for... Now here's the thing. If you spent GXP on something you could have spent XP for, you're probably going to get XP back, not GXP. So remember that. So for example, XP spent on specific mechs as you spend GXP, right? On say to unlock a couple things here on my Shadow Cat here. It's going to show up probably as XP for my Shadow Cat. Because it's my fault for burning GXP on something I could have used XP on. GXP will probably go back for weapons and stuff like that. All those modules that you unlock, all the different levels and all that. Those will all be refunded. So we'll get GXP from all the modules and pilot modules and all that stuff. Those are all going to get returned, except for the consumable ones. From what I figure, from what I've read, the upgrades that you can get for things like UAVs and artillery accuracy and all that stuff, those ones will be in the pilot skill tree as well. So you're getting refunds for those as well. Just so you know. In conjunction, or with all that, I mean, we're getting C-bill returns for the purchasing of modules, XP, regular XP, mech specific XP. Now that's the one I am trying to figure out. So right now, it's one mech per chassis. Per type, right? That's what the new system is. So we're going to go into my thing here real quick. Let's turn off those. So I'm going to go into one that I know I have multiple mechs of the same kind. Let's go class, assault. Actually, let's go by chassis. So Atlas here, for example. I have two Atlas S's. We've got this one here. And then I got this one here. Now, under the current system, if I play with the one on the right, it counts towards both of their XPs. If I play the one on the left, same thing. Now, under the new system, each of them will have their own XP. No big deal. Here is my problem with it. When I go into my skills, I go into Assault, I go to Atlas, Atlas S, I have 11,955 XP. Go to mech tree. I have all the skill 1 unlocked for 2 mechs. So I'm getting all that returned, plus the 11,000 I already have. Okay, cool. But then the question is, of all this XP, which one is going to which mech? That concerns me a little bit. That anyone who has the same mech more than once is going to possibly get things divided in half unfairly. Now, mind you, that makes sense, because some people, like myself, I have 2 mechs of one type, and I basically I utilize that to grind them out faster. Some people do that. They'll get 2 mechs of the same thing, get them both built out the same way, play both of them back to back to back to back to back, and grind them both out. And as they grind them all out, they level them up. Now, at a certain point, they sell the one on the right or the one on the left. Fortunately for me, I can't sell these things. They're the special edition or limited edition consumer rewards from last year. So I don't have the ability to sell one of these things. So what my question is going to be is, are you going to split my XP, for example, into 2? Or is it actually in the back-end system, the XP is going to be split properly, theoretically, between the 2 mechs. So it looks at the fact that I have 2 mechs, all a level 1. It gives both of them the level 1 refund, and then divides the remainder in half. So it looks at the 11,000 I have, and goes, okay, so each one gets 5,000, or 5,500, 5,500, 5,600, and no, 5,540 some odd and change. So it divides both mechs in half, like the balance, but then the spent XP gives them both the spent XP already. That's okay. I would not have a problem with that. Mainly because I have 2 mechs that are built like the same way, so it's no big deal. I'll be grinding them both out again anyways. But that makes me sit back and think about a lot of other mechs, and a lot of other people I know have, like, one of the guys in our unit has, I think he's got four Atlases, and if I'm not mistaken, they're all pretty much the same. They're all the same Atlas. The only catch-22 is he just has them painted differently because he's unlocked paint jobs since then, since he started playing. So to him, this is going to be more of a pain in the ass because he's got to go back now and look to figure out which mechs are going to be, getting what type thing. So overall, looking at the way things are, looking at the way things feel, and in the end, I know this is going to be for the best, but I know it's also going to be bumpy road. For the fact that we only have 2 weeks before we have the PTS, I think this is how it's going to run down. Sorry, 2 weeks before the patch. PTS is going to be announced sometime this week. By the weekend, we'll be on the PTS. Somewhere along the lines, something will be found that's incorrect. That'll be fixed before the patch comes out. Patch comes out on the 21st. It's Tuesday. By the Thursday, they're going to call it Skill Tree Pass Hotfix number 1. It's going to go in. It's going to fix a few things. Some people are going to get more money because I know there's going to be errors there. And, there'll be a general consensus if everyone gets, if they have the following mech and the following build, they're going to be getting some money and all that stuff. And obviously there'll be feedback and complaints about quirks and things like that that are still going to be on certain mechs. That's the first one. And there'll be tweaks and changes on that patch. Then, about 2 weeks later, there'll be another quick fix or another hot fix, or the following week there'll be another hot fix. Tweaking or fixing another thing that was found out. Or modifying something that, is incorrect. Then the following month, in the big patch, there'll be a huge, we'll call it a skill tree refinement, where a whole bunch of things are going to get kind of tweaked up a little bit. A whole bunch of people are going to get a bunch of refunds for XP and C bills and stuff like that. And some stuff is going to get reset and tweaked and changed a little bit. Overall, I'm looking forward to this. I'm liking the way this is going to go, because now you can actually give each mech its own little change up. You can build a mech out exactly how you want, and then give it the quirks, basically, and the modifications that you want to give it, so that it becomes more effective. So you see those shitty little trebuchets hanging around with the ghost rifles, and or not ghost rifles, with the LRMs and SRM builds and all that stuff. They're not usually the most dangerous, but now with the new skill tree system, all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, that trebuchet over there is running 4x4 SRM4s, a couple medium pulse, and I'm gonna assume he's got the SRM cooldowns, so gotta be a little worried about that, and heat efficiencies and all that stuff. So you know, people are going to be minimizing and maximizing the quirks for the missile systems, not the mechs. Which means the meta is not going to be anymore, I think, about the mechs themselves, but more about weapon systems versus the skill system and how you can apply it to the mech. With that in mind, thanks for watching. That'll be the video tomorrow. How the skill tree is going to affect the meta. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.